Hi, welcome. My name is Dale McCluskey. And in this video, I'd like to provide some pointers on how to housebreak your dog, how to lay down the relational train track, so to speak, when it comes to getting your dog to go outside consistently and without having to worry about cleaning up messes with your dog. One of the big issues, when people look at the housebreaking issue, is that they kind of look at, behavior like a, individualized problem. And what I show very clearly is that, housebreaking, like so many other, problems when it comes to behavior, is really it's a relational issue. It means that there's already starting a misalignment within the structure of the pack roles. The dog is already starting to grab a foothold when it comes to power within the relationship. I'm starting to express that power within the home. So what you get is you'll get male dogs typically will mark or urinate, and female dogs will typically defecate within the home environment as a way of expressing that state of mind. And this will start right from the puppy stage, which can be extremely frustrating, especially if you're just bringing home a brand new dog and you're trying to get a sense of things and trying to, obviously, you want a dog to enjoy your dog and fit in, and then you're getting this type of issue, and the dogs are holding onto this relational, getting this relational foothold, kind of their feet dug in, so to speak, into the role. I mean, they'll even go so far as start to go inside the crate itself and starts getting to the extreme levels of that, which can be, just really bad stuff for the dog owner. I mean, this will cause a lot of, owners really to give up on their dog outright and not even, and become very frustrated. But again, this is an area that really the thing you have to focus on is getting leadership happening. And part of the process of getting leadership happening is developing or putting in place a structure using the crate. But how the crate's used is not used as how a lot of people will see that as humans look at that as the crate as punishment or isolation. That's not how I use the crate when it comes to role changing a dog. It's a relational tool. So dogs actually connect the relational dot from the crate itself to the owner. So they're looking to make sure they want to have have it line up, so to speak. And if it doesn't line up relationally, which means that, say for example, if the owner is really putting a lot of emotional thinking and connection and how they're bonding with the dog, a lot of emotion into the relationship, that they're investing into the relationship at a highly emotional level, and then at the same time trying to put a structure in place with using the crate. What happens is it doesn't make sense to the dog. It does not align relationally, because what the crate represents, it represents authority, because you're controlling mind and body. You're trying to control the dog, and the dog's saying, well, this isn't making sense, because the owner, clearly, I have to be the leader, because the owner has their feet standing on the other side, so to speak, when it comes to meeting that relational need. So it's very important that how you think has to be in the framework as being the authoritative parent, and then getting into the specifics of laying that train track down when it comes to getting the dog to go outside. What you want to do is you want to use the leash, not a retractable leash, just a normal type of a leash, and you want to lead the dog out to a specific area in the backyard that you want the dog to go. And so it should be under leadership, so you're kind of nudging the dog to the outside, you're leading the dog. You don't want the dog leading you either, you want the dog to be beside you. So if you look at my, how I'm creating follower moments, you want to bring that follower moment script online during this process of bringing the dog outside. as well as inside the home environment as well, with creating follower moments. And you can see that in my other videos, my book show. I lay out that, the whole kind of framework of that. But again, the leash and the way you do set up leadership, that sets it all in motion. So what happens is it starts to take hold. Okay, that script starts to take hold. It starts to cement itself in the dog's mind, and because what you're expressing through, meaning that as role alignment starts to happen, the dog starts to go to that place where you want them to go, and they start to connect those dots, aligning those up, saying, okay, the dog needs to go. The dog will start to, and this is where it starts taking hold, as you do it consistently enough with the leash and you create these follower moments, the dog's mind will start to gravitate towards the door. So the dog will start to show you, and you'll be like, wow, that's great. My dog is, now starting, you can see the dog's mind start to go, because what you're doing is you're laying down those, like putting in those spikes into the track, so to speak. The dog's mind will start to go on its own towards the doorway, and then after a while, so you won't have to use the leash anymore. You open the door up, dog will go to its area, do its business, come back in. But it all has to be, initiated by the owner. It's going to be, that train track has to be laid down relationally through leadership, and so it has to be set up that way. So again, housebreaking, I show it's a relational problem. I mean, this will start very, very young as a small puppy. I mean, these problems can start, and so you need to, understand that beyond seeing the dog as just a cute dog that you're going to invest emotionally, dogs have relational nature needs, and it's about leadership. So it's very important that even as a puppy, you start to bring that online. It's not about being aggressive to your dog. I mean, people typically tend to, turn this whole issue about leadership into something it's not. Just like being a parent, being a confident, assertive parent, those boundaries have to be set up. If they aren't, the dog, even a puppy, will start to express it, and that's what housebreaking represents, an expression of that state in the house. And once that starts, if we're training, I show trainings and intervention, as the time goes on, it just makes it more difficult to kind of intersect that, because the dog is getting more and more of a foothold into that. So again, just when you get your dog, start to lay that out. If you have an older dog, you can still break the dog of that by setting up the structure. And again, the crate is used in conjunction with structure. So for example, I'm going to put the dog, start to bring the dog into relational alignment by using the crate. It's a follower space. I'm starting to control the dog. I don't want the dog, because what happens typically, if you let the dog just kind of free range and go, and they're holding on to relational power, when they're out of sight, as soon as they get around the corner, they're going to go. And that's why you have to rein that dog. You got to bring that dog's mind, kind of shrink that dog, get the focus going on using the crate. So the dog's in the crate. I'll kind of anticipate when the dog probably needs to go. Now again, the dog isn't in the crate just left in there. The dog is in and out, but I'm still controlling how far it can go while I'm bringing that dog into that follower script, bringing random moments onto the dog, then back into the crate, back and forth, and then when the dog has to go, I'm leading the dog out with the leash to that specific area. Again, keeping the dog within the follower script. Circle around that area with the leash. So you want to keep the dog kind of in motion. Don't let the dog lead you around the yard. Pick a spot, circle the dog around, just kind of nudge the dog. Keep it kind of in motion. Keep it kind of on task, so to speak. Just like little nudges. Don't jerk the leash to it, but just kind of keep the dog kind of going around, just calm. And when the dog goes, as soon as it goes, a little bit of praise. Don't go crazy. Just good boy, good girl. Just mark that. So you're marking that behavior relationally. I call it like a relational marker. It isn't about learning theory. I talk about that in my other videos, but lay that marker down. Good boy, good girl. Then, after it's done its business, you feel it's done, back in, and then doesn't have to go right into the crate then, but keep it within the proximity. Don't let the dog free range, because again, this is about relational change. Continue to apply these moments. Use the crate, in conjunction with that. And then, after a while, you'll sense that things are really starting to, take hold. Things are good. then the dog's world can expand. Okay, but it's about setting this up in a smart way. It's going to avoid frustration. It's going to get the process going on. You can watch another video I have on housebreaking. In that video, I'm using a pee pad, which I generally really suggest you do it outside. Unless for this one video, the lady lived up in a high-rise apartment, and wanted the ability to have a pee pad. I understand that, but generally, you want your dog to go outside and lay the track down that way relationally. So again, if you have any questions, contact me. If you have problems with your dog housebreaking, contact me. I'd be more than happy to help you out and get this process started. Get your thinking on the right track. Get the leadership framework going, and so that you can create some relational change with your dog and and get this issue resolved. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you have a great day.